Detective Myra Jones could feel a headache coming on. She stared at the man sitting across the interrogation table, a man who looked far too comfortable for someone accused of murder. Nathan Hale, the tech millionaire, the CEO prodigy, was the prime suspect in the death of his business partner, Lucas Vance, and yet he sat there with a smug, self-satisfied smile, as if this were just a minor inconvenience, a brief interruption to his undoubtedly busy schedule. The case file was thin, frustratingly so. Lucas Vance had been found in his home office, a single fatal blow to the head. No signs of forced entry, no murder weapon, no usable fingerprints left at the scene. It was clean, almost surgically so, but the most frustrating part: Nathan Hale had the perfect alibi, the kind of alibi that made prosecutors sigh and detectives want to throw things. At the exact time of Lucas's death, Nathan was miles away, across town, basking in the glow of flashing cameras and public adoration. He was the keynote speaker at the annual Tech for Tomorrow charity gala, an event attended by hundreds of the city's most influential people. Not only that, but he had live-streamed his entire speech, a 45-minute monologue on the future of innovation. Millions had watched it online. It was airtight, impossible to dispute. "It's a terrible coincidence," Nathan said, his voice smooth as polished marble. He leaned back in his chair, the picture of casual confidence. "A real tragedy. Lucas was a visionary? But it's just bad luck that he passed away on the same night as the gala." Myra tilted her head, her gaze sharp and unwavering. She let the silence stretch, a tactic she de-honed over years of dealing with men just like him, men who believed their own brilliance made them untouchable. "Bad luck for him, certainly," she finally replied, her voice low and even. "But awfully good luck for you, wouldn't you say? Your timing is impeccable." The very next morning, before the police had even finished processing the crime scene, you were already on calls, talking about launching your new solo venture. The one you and Lucas reportedly argued about 4 months. Nathan's smirk widened. "Business is business, detective. The world doesn't stop turning. Lucas would have wanted the company to move forward. Besides, that's all circumstantial. You have nothing concrete." "Circumstantial," Myra repeated, letting the word hang in the air. She allowed a faint smile to touch her own lips, a stark contrast to his arrogant one. She reached into her pocket and pulled out her phone, placing it gently on the cold metal table. She slid it across to him. On the screen was a still frame from his live-streamed speech at the gala. Nathan was in mid-toast, a champagne flute raised high, the crowd a blurry sea of faces behind him. "Recognize this?" she asked, her tone deceptively light. He glanced at it, a flicker of something annoyance. Boredom in his eyes, of course. That was for the new children's hospital wing. "We raised over $5 million. Very generous," Myra said flatly. "Good. Now watch this." Her finger tapped the screen, but not on the play button. Instead, she zoomed in, pushing past Nathan's triumphant figure, past the adoring crowd, focusing on a large, gleaming silver trophy on a pedestal just behind his left shoulder. It was one of those absurdly large awards, polished to a mirror shine. She pressed play. The main image of Nathan on stage remained frozen, his arm held aloft in that permanent toast. But in the distorted, curved reflection on the trophy's surface, a different scene was playing out. It was faint, warped by the curve of the metal, but it was undeniable. The reflection didn't show the back of a man on a stage. It showed the reflection of a man sitting at a desk, a man typing furiously on a keyboard. A man whose face, though distorted, was clearly Nathan Hawley's. The background in the reflection wasn't a crowded ballroom, it was a familiar office's office. He was sending messages, executing commands, all while his digital ghost gave a speech across town. Myra leaned forward, her voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper, a pre-recorded video. A deep fake, maybe, or just a clever loop broadcasted to a live streaming platform. It's a brilliant trick. I'll give you that. You looked live. You sounded live. Hundreds of people thought you were right there in the room with them. But reflections, Mr. Hale, reflections don't lie. While your avatar was charming the city's elite, you were miles away, setting your plans in motion, weren't you? The smug smile finally, gloriously, vanished from Nathan Hawley's face. The color drained from his cheeks, his confident posture collapsing in on itself. The mask of the untouchable CEO crumbled, revealing the desperate killer underneath. He stared at the phone, at the tiny, damning reflection that had unraveled his perfect crime. He opened his mouth, then closed it again. For the first time all night, the millionaire had absolutely nothing to say. Myra stood up as two uniformed officers entered the room. The sharp, metallic click of handcuffs echoed in the small space. As they led him away, Myra leaned in close one last time, her voice barely audible over his stunned silence. It was a good plan, almost perfect. She paused, letting him absorb the finality of it. Next time you fake an alibi, maybe remember to dust the mirrors. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more mysteries. See you next time.